Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Thursday reaction stream. I hope you're doing well. I hope we've had, so far, a good week. It's almost done. It's almost over. We're over the hill. We're over the, we're over Wednesday, which is good. It's always that moment where you're just like, you know what? As long as we're past Wednesday, it's all downhill from here. We can make it. We can definitely get there. And hey, Jace. Hey, Keisha. How's it going? Hey, Slayer Kitty. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everybody, welcome in. Laura, what's up? What's up? Thanks for joining today. I appreciate it. We have 6 amazing videos to go through today. Starting off with ZeeNuNew, then a HunterxHunter video, and then Paradise of Thorns. Then we go to another HunterxHunter video, and then we go Cardcaptor Sakura, and then we end the day with another ZeeNuNew video. So it's very much bookcased or bookended by ZeeNuNew. So hopefully you enjoy the ride, as we say. It should be an emotional roller coaster. Probably not as bad as it usually is. I don't think we have anything too down, maybe. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I haven't watched these, right? It's the whole point. But I'm assuming we're going to be all right. Just, strap in, get your favorite beverage, get a snack if you feel so inclined. And yeah, let's go ahead and get in here. I see a chat split stuck on 27 on the countdown. Really? That must be. I'm hoping that's your internet on the road there. But yeah. So I always forget what the heck I'm gonna say next. It's like I always start strong and then I just completely lose it, and then I find myself again. It's very I don't know. It's the charm of the stream, if you will. But let's go ahead. If you want to request your own video and drive the content of the stream / videos that you see later on YouTube, you can do so. Go ahead and join at toddreacts.com the season and series tiers. Those are the requesting tiers. If you want to watch the longer form content, you can via the episode tier. And if, I guess it's called a busker, where they put their hat out or whatever, and they do like stuff on the street. If you feel like just contributing just to say thanks, the preview is right there as well. So go ahead and join that. Appreciate it, Jace. While you're there, you might as well check out the summer collection. It's available right now. Everything you see in there is designed by me. I actually have I think I did get a sample of literally everything on this website. Obviously, you're not going to see me wear some of this because, well, it just doesn't fit my style, or my figure. But yes, I have tested all of it. Maybe not worn it, but certainly felt it and checked the seams and how's the stitching and all that good stuff. How's the design? No crop tees. No, you know what? No crop tees for me. I'll leave that to you all. But what's up, Megan? Anyway, let me get out of that conversation quickly. Tons of great items here. Bunch of new stuff. Obviously, you see it towards the top. You'll see the new stuff. And head on over to the accessories as well. This is the insulated tumbler. Comes with the metal straw. You'll see me drink out of it. The water bottle's new as well. I take this thing to work every day. And it's worked great. I enjoy it. It has not spilled once, thankfully. So it is tested. Quality approved. Bunch of cool things here. I always wear the hat. I almost never wear it on stream. I don't know why that is. Just because I guess it kind of like hides my face from the light or something. But I've worn it on a couple gaming streams. But then again, it's very like, you can't even see my eyes. Megan. Not Megan. Oh, okay. All right. I appreciate the pronunciation. Sorry about that. The travel mug, I just keep at work as well, just in case I ever need coffee. I'm not much of a coffee drinker, but every now and then I need it. So it's there. The ceramic mug is actually like right there. You can see it barely. That's a little better angle. It's just blurred out because of the lens on the camera, which everybody wants, right? Everybody wants the bokeh effect where it blurs out the background or whatever, but then you can't really see anything, but it's right there. So go ahead and check out the summer collection and accessories today. Members of the website save 15% on every order, and it ships worldwide. The producer of these actually make the merchandise for Coca-Cola. You might have heard of them. Little company, little family-run company, as well as a bunch of other stuff. They make merch for, I think, CBS, like the network shows, when they have merch for their shows and whatnot. So it's a pretty incredible company. Go ahead and check out the YouTube channel if you're just watching on Twitch and you have no idea, hey, what? This is a YouTube channel as well? Go ahead and check that out. That's actually where this started. The streaming is fairly new, and it just is a way where I can do a bunch of videos at once. So I'm not cutting up and editing 5 different videos, 10 different videos a week, which basically zaps me for time. Literally for a solid year here, last year, I was uploading 2 videos a day, which was just killer. Would not recommend. But that's the reason why I have 1,000 videos, over 1,000 videos on YouTube. And it was quite the grind. So go ahead and check them out. There's tons of videos in the backlog if you want to check it out. Certainly the oldest ones are the funniest just because it is so rudimentary and I don't know. It's just not that this is some like great Hollywood production or, you know, anything like that, but it is very odd to look back on those. It's literally me holding a mic for some of them. Very odd. Go ahead and check out the Todd Reacts Plays channel as well. That's where gaming streams happen. I'm going to kind of shy away from those as frequent going forward, just until I catch up on some of that longer form content. But you'll see a gaming stream every once in a while. Still working on Hogwarts Legacy, of course. But yes, they will be less frequent for now. But yeah, let's bring up, you know what? I almost always forget this up. I almost always forget this. Dang, why do I do this? Why do I forget this? This is important. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. When I said earlier, subscribe to the YouTube channel, I meant it. 87% in the month of June that watched on that channel were not subscribed. 87% of the watch time, which is huge because the watch time was, I don't even know. I think it was tens of thousands of hours. So yeah, go ahead and subscribe today. A lot of you are not. So do me the favor. Do yourself the favor as well. Subscribe to your favorite creators, not just me. I mean, I'm not going to argue against it, but I'm sure there's other people out there you're interested in too. But go ahead and join up today. It is free and easy on YouTube. And honestly, I've been using YouTube Premium here for a little bit. That's why we're going to be just streaming straight from YouTube with no ads. It's been a game changer completely. Shout out to Rocco Kitty as well for being so generous for that. It has completely changed the game here. Like, I don't have to download YouTube videos from sketchy sites. Like, it is just completely secured my computer so I don't have to lose it to some awful, I don't know, spamware, adware, whatever. So it's been amazing. That's actually true. I honestly don't think Megan, I don't think I've heard that before said like that. I have a cousin with that name and we just said Megan, so that is a bit of a culture shock, I bet. 2 bars of 5G and still in and out of service. Oh gosh. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Rocco Kitty. Ay. I've heard if you go down to 4G LTE, it can be a little bit more stable. Don't quote me on that, but it's possible. Certainly in specific areas and whatnot. Honestly, I immediately turned off 5G on my phone just because it does use a little bit more battery to work that antenna. Just a little pro tip that I was aware of. And where is it? Come on, Discord. Where are you? There it is. Join the Discord. It is free. It is available. There's a lot of great people in there. I think we're up to 118 members, which is awesome. Hoping to get it to who knows how many, honestly. It'd be cool to get it to, by the end of the year, I think it'd be cool to get it to 500. I think that's a decent goal, which should be easy to meet because it's free. It's available. The link is everywhere. It's on the Twitch profile. It's under every video on YouTube. There's a link to it. You just join. And it's amazing. I cannot say it enough. The people in there are wonderful. Truly wonderful. It has been amazing. Great interactions. It's been awesome. So join today. It is literally the heart of the community, and you can see it in its full glory. Amazing people. Whatever you're into. I'm sure you'll find people that are into what you're into, and you can request channels. As you can see at the top there, it tells you where the stream is, when it's happening. It says happening now, which it is happening now. And it gives you a link, too, to the Twitch channel, so you can watch it live if you want to. If you enjoy it on YouTube, stay enjoying it on YouTube. No problem there. But if you're into something and you don't see it listed, come on to the Request a Channel channel, and you can request a channel for whatever you're into. I don't think we've declined or denied anything so far. So obviously, as long as it's, you know, not against TOS, it's totally cool with me. All hail the peach indeed. 118 and counting indeed. So yeah, join today. Lots of great channels, as you can see here. I'll try to scroll so you don't, I don't know, become ill. But yeah, lots of great stuff. Olympics channel has been wild. Obviously, it's going on right now, so it's been pretty active. And ZeeNuNew is always active. Always. Especially with NuNew's birthday that just recently happened. We'll get into that. But yeah, join the Discord. It's awesome. It's available. And I think you'll enjoy it. All right, let's go ahead and jump in to the first video of the day. It is that. Bring up Thursday. It is ZeeNuNew's first concert, Another Life. I believe this is a concept video. Zanzans are chatty. Indeed. Indeed, indeed. Let's go ahead and bring this up. This is the first ever time I've tried just streaming this live from YouTube, so this is fascinating. I mean, I've done it before, but typically it's just one video, not all the videos. So this is very interesting. All right, let's go ahead and start it.
Have you ever wondered whether we would be together in another life?
Okay, here we go.
What would it be like? Would we still be together? No matter which world.
Oh, you know what? Let me do this. Okay. I think that sound is going to be better. Short film style. Nice.
Whether we happen to be total strangers, whoever in each other's life.
I know it's subtitle on subtitle, but I think the YouTube ones are a little easier to read, probably. A bit bigger.
Or are somehow different. Friend.
Or enemy.
I will say the production value is unbelievable. They didn't have to go this hard. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad they did.
Always be together. Looking after one another.
just like what we always do.
Wow. They're each other's wing. Second wing.
Forevermore.
Boy, the symbolism there is incredible. Oh my gosh. Those visuals, though. Incredible. Wow. I'm sure that was insane when that was released. I love how it's the concert. The concert. Wow. Link below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. Beautiful. Really beautiful. Artsy, obviously. You know what that kind of reminded me of? What I was having in my head was that, you know how those fragrance commercials always have like this weird, I don't know, almost mythic tone to it? That reminded me of a fragrance commercial where you're just like, what's happening? What's about to be announced here? Because you would never guess that it's a concert if you had no context. You would just be like, is this like Dolce & Gabbana or Dior or something? Like, what's happening? Or like a new movie, a new show? Like, what is going on? Like, if you had no idea, no context at all, like if that was the first ever ZeeNuNew video I ever reacted to, I would be like, is this about to be like Aqua de Jo or something? Like, what's happening? But that was beautiful. It was very beautiful. My favorite moment was probably when they had the two wings. One had a black wing and one had a white wing, and they were basically each other's wing, and then they hugged, and it like completed the wings, the set of wings. That was probably my favorite part. When that dropped, we were all like, is this a movie? Yeah, exactly. Like the Dior ones, indeed. It's what I was referring to the other week, the meeting in different lives, alternate worlds, and reincarnation, and the meant to be theme. Interesting, yeah. That a lot of heavy imagery there. Very heavy, which kind of makes sense. If it's the first ever concert and they're partners and whatnot now, it makes sense. Z recently performed Jeff Satter's Dum Dum with black wings on stage. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Let me go ahead and bring up this beautiful, wonderful informational doc. Shout out, of course, we'll start off there first. Shout out to Jace for gathering all this information. And then shout out, obviously, to Slayer Kitty, Rocco Kitty, Megan. I got it. I didn't forget. Megan, Keisha, Lara, and Amos. I appreciate it. Lots of great people and Discord members put a lot of great information into this. If you're wondering, wait, how'd you get this? That's how I got it. During a trip to Bali, Z spent the entire time filming ZeeNuNew, and he used his footage to make this his own music video to ZeeNuNew's first single, Anything. That's nice. The idea that no matter what life they've lived in, they'd be together. That's amazing. Huh. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? They're still using it. This is a YouTube short, but shows some of the gifts Z has spoiled ZeeNuNew with, including some of the price tags. Worth noting, ZeeNuNew does buy just as pricey gifts for Z, but Z just seems to especially love spoiling his man. All right, let's pull it up. I wonder if this has music. Although I guess it really doesn't matter. We're not streaming to YouTube. Whoa. Honestly, might as well. Dang! That flew by fast, but that was a lot of money. Oh my gosh. Oh, yes. But weren't they invited for that Bowie trip? I think we went over that. It was like a promotion or sponsorship or something. They were invited. Oh, we can only see the dock. Oh my gosh. Whoopsie. Here. Boom. All right, let's start this over. Unfortunately, it's like not. There we go. Come on. Do they allow you to start over on these shorts? Doesn't seem like it. All right, hold on. I know exactly how to fix that. Just refresh. Oh, I just realized I had the sound muted anyway. Oh. All right. I'm seeing some price tags here. Oh, it was a trip with fans. Nice. Good gosh. I mean, if you're not... Oh my gosh. Am I still... Oh my gosh. I got it ready and I didn't even switch it over. Whoopsie. Oh my gosh. Get it together, Todd. Come on now. Well, the first one of these streams is going to have its issues for sure. That's what happens when I don't have things planned. Spotting your typing errors, that's funny. Well, look, if you really love somebody, and you have the means, it makes sense that you would do something like this. Shower people in gifts. That's amazing. That is amazing. Those are some price tags right there. A bit out of budget, shall we say. A bit out of budget. All right. Here we go. I'm figuring it out. I'm getting control here. This is why I need like a producer or something, so I have somebody else to blame. It's just me. It's just me. ZeeNuNew has been teased playfully by Yim and Tudor, by college friends of his in Cutie Pie and Cutie 2, because during filming he became notorious for canceling their plans last minute in order to spend time with Z. Whatever happened to bros before... This commentary by Jace. Well, you know how that saying goes. Max of MaxNat, Z's best friend from before working for Domundi, was asked by press what Z had in common with his Cutie Pie character, Leon. And of course, I'm just butchering these like crazy. The price on the ring about made me kneel over. Oh my gosh. Yeah, ring, you'd think a ring is like a small thing. It probably doesn't cost a lot, but wow, the materials that go into it just really cost. He said the thing they have in common was their love for ZeeNuNew, but the big difference was that Leon shows a lot less affection on screen to QA than Z does in real life to ZeeNuNew. Z has said that returning to the character of Leon for QD2 was difficult for him. Finding the separation between Z and Leon was difficult. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. This is interesting, especially if things have progressed and to go all the way back. This is interesting when you know the plot is all about their characters preparing to symbolically marry. Kua. Thank you, Slayer Kitty. I appreciate the phonetic pronunciation. It's just been announced that ZeeNuNew will appear in the movie Beauty and the Beat. Wasn't that a Justin Bieber song? With Nicki Minaj? I think it was. As his movie debut. That's awesome. This movie will be the same company, GDH, that is behind Jeff Satter's The Paradise of Thorns, which we will be reacting to shortly. That threw me too, yes. Yeah, I was just like, wait a minute, I swear I've heard that song before. ZeeNuNew's birthday is July 25th, 2001. It is wild to me. Wild. July 25th. Dang, that just happened. This is good timing. This is really good timing, actually. If I had only done this, like, I don't know, last Thursday, it probably would have been perfect. It's all right. It's close enough. ZeeNuNew shares his birthday with his pet cat. July. That's amazing. Thank you for the follow, Amos. Thank you. Wasn't after sundown ZeeNuNew's movie debut? That's a good question. ZeeNuNew had a live stream to celebrate with fans. That's awesome. That is so cool to incorporate fans into your birthday. Common for celebrities in Thailand to hold either live events to include their fans in their days or a live stream. Well, that is a very cool practice. It doesn't happen so much over here. Every once in a while, a celebrity or star will go live, and it's usually, I don't know, it's usually they're eating something. Or they're just trying on clothes or something. I don't know, something like that. I don't catch a lot of them, but when I do, it's usually that. You're Aziz's nephew, Tawan, who just turned 2, watching G's uncles? Watching his uncles. Excuse me. All right. This... Actually, it should just pull up on this one, shouldn't it? You know what? I think I can just... Hopefully it doesn't open in a different browser. There we go. Okay. That's awesome. I don't think I ever had a toy like that. I had one of those, oh gosh, what was it? It was like one of those little tykes where it was like a car, and I'm sure you've seen it. It has like a yellow top and a red body to it. You can kind of like steer it a little bit. But I had one of those. I actually have a video of me enjoying it. But what's funny enough is my brother got into it. It was a gift for me, by the way. It was a gift for me, but my brother got into it and just would not leave it. So I started freaking out. I have no idea how old I was. Hey, it's from home. Well, welcome home, Rocco Kitty. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're back and safe. That's a good question. That autocorrect is crazy. Z joined him on the live and at one point presented him with a gift. Z frequently buys multiple gifts. Some are given more privately. These are often jewelry pieces. That makes sense. If you spend that much money on jewelry, I think I would rather do that offline and then eventually show it online. But that, you got to have some private moments, right? Got to have some private moments that can be very special. This year, Z gave a gift during the birthday live stream that was highly symbolic. Now, Z's legal name is Prook, meaning tree. ZeeNuNew often calls Z his shelter. See screenshot I dropped in the research links. I will pull that up in 2 seconds. All this is to say that Z presented him with a tree sapling. That's cool. Particular tree, he said, was an auspicious tree meant to bring wealth and luck, since NuNew has expressed the dream of him making lots of money for his family. The tree is now planted in the garden of NuNew's family home. Mom calls it Brook Tree. Interesting. Let me see if I can... Yeah, here it is. There's the tree. Or no, that's that's an example. Excuse me. It's a sapling. You skipped over the reason why it was a stream and not an event. NuNew has laryngitis and is meant to be resting. Oh. Oh. There it is. This year, the live stream was chosen. This is almost certainly because NuNew has or had laryngitis and is supposed to be resting as much as possible. He's in the run-up, performing in his first solo concert in pre-production for the next Prince. So how much rest he's actually managing is debatable right now. Oof, I've had laryngitis before. Not great. Actually, what I had was a combination of both laryngitis and bronchitis. So not only could I not talk, I couldn't breathe. It was just awful. Oh, gosh. That was one of those illnesses, I think we all have these. That was one of those illnesses that you just can't forget about. Like, it was just terrible. Absolutely terrible. Woke up, this one night, it was really bad. I woke up, like, not breathing. And not breathing to the point where it woke me up. And my body was just like, you're dying. So I went to the ER. Luckily, everything was fine. But, yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. Yeah, because you have it for weeks, indeed. Yeah, it was not enjoyable sitting there in the waiting room. I don't even think anyone was on, like, anyone was there. Like, it was early in the morning. It was like 3 a.m. or something. So, and because it's not like a medical emergency where, you know, I got shot or something or stabbed, like, I just sat in the waiting room forever. Just like barely breathing. All right, we talked about the tree. Let's bring up the tree one more time here. Oh, there's me. Ram, Shade Shelter, Bodhi Tree, Shyy, Banyan Tree. Interesting. Both trees grow with a lot of branches and provide big shade, like shelter under theirs. NuNew thinks Z's the guy he can rely on and be his shelter. Well, that's sweet. That is very sweet. That is a great tree. Wow. You could definitely lay under that thing. It would actually be enjoyable in the summertime. I bet Sir Isaac Newton wish he was under a tree like that. Didn't take an apple to the dome. So he put candles in the pot and made NuNew blow them out. That's nice. He was like, quick before the tree burns. That's awesome. The NuNew fans on the Todd Reacts Discord counted at least 12 cakes between the live stream, various friends, Z, and so on. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine getting 12 cakes? At first, my initial reaction is, that's pretty cool. You get like a bunch of different cakes, you can try them. And then initially my secondary reaction was, I would have such a stomachache. Because you would feel inclined that you have to have at least a bite or like a little sliver of it. And probably after 12 cakes, you would just be completely sugar overload. And I'm one of those people where I feel like I have to eat the entire cake. Not at the same time, but certainly over a couple days. I don't know how I would handle that, honestly. Oh my gosh. Sometimes they get a lot. Events, sponsors, friends. That's awesome. NuNew said he was going to eat them all. Well, good for NuNew. I totally recommend it and absolutely endorse it. Second gift, NuNew later revealed, was a watch. All right. Came from the same Bulgari serpent range that the ring Z bought him last year. Bought him the year before was from. Oh my gosh. Well, there you go. I think I said that right. Bulgari. The V is a U. I've never had anything from Bulgari, obviously. That goes without saying. But honestly, I don't even think I've seen anything from Bulgari. Let me look. Let me, you know what? Let's do a little shopping, shall we? Oh my gosh. All right, well. Oh my God. Oh, Viper ring for $3,800. Necklace for $5,200. This is US dollars, by the way. Viper bracelet, 11,200. Earrings, $5,000. Whoa, 9,000 for that one. Look at all those diamonds. Good grief. Wow. 36. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Does it keep going up? Is that the most? Load more. 57. Oh, that's a bracelet. So that has way more. Oh my gosh. Look at all those. NuNew's ring was 9,500. All right. That's not bad. That's a lot of money. Wow. That is a lot of money. Oh, 62. Oh, look at the snake head and the diamonds on that. Good grief. Good grief. Wow. This is, that's just big diamonds in a circle. Oh my, I'm out of here. I can't. That's so much. That is so much. It's unbelievable. Yeah, that's a decent chunk of change, 9,500. Going through all the watches, trying to guess which one. Yeah, I mean, that's fun. It's fun. Sometimes it's a little depressing because you're just like, ugh. Like, I don't know exactly how people afford this, but in other circumstances, it's kind of fun. It's like looking at houses, right? Looking at the mansions and whatnot, where you're just like, oh, wow, you know? What if, like I saw this $10 million US dollar castle that just looked incredible. It had a moat. It had an actual moat and like a drawbridge. It was incredible. The inside looked like a castle. It was beautiful. Very niche, obviously. It was on the market for a long time. I think it's still on the market. Maybe it'll become like an event center or something, but it was so niche to the fact that nobody really wanted it. But I'm looking at it like if I had, I don't know, $50 million, I'd throw 10 on. I'd throw 10 on it. Remind you a quote you've read in the docs. He says, NuNew just suits diamonds, so what can he do? Oh. Diamonds are NuNew's best friend, apparently. Every kiss begins with K. That is a tagline for a jewelry store here in the U.S. Previously, Z had bought NuNew's earrings from the same Serpent Bulgari range for Valentine's in 2022. For Z's birthday, NuNew got him a Serpent bracelet from the range. Oh my gosh! So yeah, we saw a couple of those. They were expensive. Wow. The one with the snake head and the head was just completely made out of diamonds. That was crazy. That was awesome. Serpent theme they have with the gifts is rather amusing when you consider that Z is afraid of snakes. That's funny. NuNew once was holding a snake during filming and ended up chasing Z around with it. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. It's almost like an inside joke at that point. The ring is here and was mentioned at the start of this document. It costs $9,500. And NuNew bought Z one in return when his birthday came around last year. That's cool. That's really neat. Snake at the start of the film you just watched? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Last year, the public gift Z got NuNew was himself. He tied a ribbon around himself for NuNew to untie on stage. That's good. I like that. That's good. Last year, there was an in-person party event with fans. Z's birthday is September 10th, 92. Fans went crazy and it was great. I'm sure. Especially that moment with the ribbon. I mean, come on now. That is fan service in the best way. I'm sure they freaked. Absolutely freaked. In translation, Twitter shorthand, the emojis used to signify Z's tend to be a husky, like the one he owns, and a wave because Z sounds like C. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. NuNew is most frequently a cat emoji, or a cat with hard eyes. He has the habit of imitating a cat to look cute. Plus, he owns a cat. He can very convincingly meow as well. How many pages is this document? Not too many. Obviously, I'm not going to read all of it because we do have another ZeeNuNew video coming up. Actually, now that all right, we'll probably finish this page. And then we'll save the rest for the other video. In a previous stream, the photo would not load, but here's Z with his husky. Chili. Oh, I've always liked huskies. And it has different colored eyes. Look at that. Sweet. I've always liked huskies. Great dog. They're constantly doing stuff. Z has recently mentioned a new pet dog, but hasn't shared any more details or pics yet. So watch this space. Poppy, a first-gen member of Damundi and therefore a founding member, talked in 2022 about what it was like to see his friend change in the months after meeting NuNew. Some parts are paraphrased to make the translation easier to read where I could, but I haven't changed the meaning of anything, just to put it in a better flow for English speakers in some spots. Appreciate it, Jace. I've never seen Z falling head over heels in love like this before. It's like NuNew has filled up the gap that Z had been missing. You know, I've never seen Z like this before. I've been working with him for so long, but I've never seen him falling in love. I can confidently say this because Z was always with us, and Max too. We were a group of studs, you know? Oh my gosh. Yeah, like that kind of macho man. But you know what? Now, I think everything about Z has changed. He's changed so much that now when he talks to me, he's become a softer, kinder person. He's softer, pays attention to detail, and is more caring. In the past, sure, Z would cheer up offers or provide mental health support to a certain level, but not like he does now. Lately, since he met NuNew, I feel that they've been together no matter how many people are around. I feel like when they're together, no matter how many people are around, they can just be in their own private world. So much that I felt like, hello, where was I? Hello, I'm here too. I'd suggest pause after a Poppy quote. Will do. When Z comes to speak with me, his personality has changed dramatically. NuNew really is the person that I think is like the missing part of Z. That's amazing. That's really amazing. Wow. Absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and hop into the next video. It is... I think we can... It is HunterxHunter Kahlua. That's how I'm going to pronounce it, I guess. Kahlua and Gon being just friends for 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Let's go ahead and pull this up. I think it's going to be good to go. Oh, you know what? I extended that page a little bit. There we go. Boom.
やっぱ俺も走ろうっと。おお、かっこいい。俺キルは。俺はゴン。生きてるよ、多分。何してる人？殺人鬼。あ、両方とも？そこかよ。ほんと面白いな、お前。マジ面でそんなこと聞き返してきたのお前が初めてだぜ。だって本当なんでしょ？なんでそう思う？なんとなく。おかしいな。どこまでが本気かわかんないってのが俺のチャームポイントだったのに。
Is that that one dude? I think it is.
俺の方が早かっただろ。俺だよ。俺だって。俺の方が早かったんだからキルはご飯おごって。
He's like weirdly into them. Oh, that's not him. Got it. Appreciate it, Will.
お前何番引いた？キルアは？内緒。
That's the examiner for their hunter exam? Oh, okay.
安心しろよ。俺のターゲットはゴンじゃない。俺もキルアじゃないよ。お前との差は？ここかなりおまけでな。ちょっと
Ahsoka. Got it.
じゃあキルアはどこなのさ？俺か
But Gon is really beat
そう
up.
だろうな。俺って謙虚。これどうやって開けるんだ？いろいろ試したんだけどどうしても開かないんだ。ちょっと力入れていいか？いいよ。よし。ダメだな。普通の箱じゃねえよ。ただの鉄箱だったら簡単にねじ開けられるのに。
Oh, yes. That looks so good right now. I am so jealous.
グリードアイランドに関する秘策ってのはよ、お前の作戦頼みなんだぞ。でも確率は五分五分だよ。最初 70% とか言ってなかったか？なるほど、そりゃ面白い。っていうかそれしかないって感じだな。現実的でかつ堅実。お、五分五分どころか8割方成功する。
The Zoldycks have extreme strength.
いける
Good
ぜ。
to know.
なんだよ秘策って。今はまだ内緒。全面もったいぶらずに言えよ。閉まるって本当に閉まってる。
I'm really enjoying the sibling-like relationship
俺
here.
に任せてもう少し旅団の方を追ってみようよ。本当に秘策はあるんだろうな。絶対にうまく
There's no decorum. They're just completely at each other's throats.
なんで奴らがここにいんのさ。知るかよ。
へい、釣れねえな。
ハンターの資格取ったらまずうちの家族とっ捕まえるんだ。その首にかかってる賞金きっと高いぜ。あることがあったらにひん。こんなお前が先にやったんだろ。お返しだ。俺はわざとじゃない。キルはわざとじゃないか。自分の将来は自分で決めるって言ったら親兄弟切れまくりでさ。母親なんか俺がいかに人殺しとして素質があるかとか涙ながらに力説するんだぜ。言って親だろ。グレるぜ普通。結局喧嘩になって母親の顔面と兄貴の脇腹刺して家をんでてやった。今頃きっと血眼さ。来たら速攻返り討ちだけど。キルはどうかしたの？何が？
Oh my gosh. Those are some heavy doors.
嘘？ 嘘じゃねえって。なんか怪しいな。なんだよ、お前なんか見てねえっつうの。
The amount of times I've tried to push open a door and it's a pole, and it feels like it weighs 32 tons.
照れてねえよ。ゴンのハンターライセンス。そういえば、あいつと初めて会ったのは。もしかしてお前さ、デートとかしたことあんの？うん、あるよ。いいじゃん、似合ってるよ。なんか恥ずかしいな。こんな格好初めてだよ。そんなことはどうでもいいから早く教えろよ、お前の心当たりの場所。うるさいな、今案内するよ。俺たちと一緒じゃまた危険な目に遭うから場所だけ教えろって。大丈夫だよ、死ぬかもしれねえんだぞ、こんななってよ。うぎえってなっちゃう。
Oh my god.
ほとんどはミトさんとだけどね。
ああ、そりゃそうか。じゃあ他にも誰かいるのかよ。
うん、クジラ島には女だけの漁船もたまに来るんだけど、
Zoldyck has
中には
no
年下じゃなきゃダメって人がいて。
in that interaction.
お、シークレット。
そうなの？
ああ、それネットオークションでもかなりの高値がついてるぜ。
じゃああげるよ。
いるかよ。
ん？
何
That
かあったの？
silence.
ん？別に。ジムで汗流そうぜ。
街についてったりしていろいろ教
That
えて
is
もらったよ。
that next request is 2 videos away. FYI.
いろいろ。こいつ大人だ。
そういう人のことマニアって言うんだって。
出た。
Oh, this is dark.
もうどうでもいい。
Did I hear that right? Kiowa? Dang, that went real dark real
いろい
fast.
ろ本当にありがとう。
あ、まあ目の前で俺一人で倒すからってはぶられたり、お前関係ねえからって言われた時は相当落ちたけどな。
Excellent.
本当にごめん
Did
よ。
I hear that correctly?
お兄ちゃん。キルアはないの？デートしたこと。
ねえよ、あるわけねえだろ。生活全部が暗殺の修行だったし、お前と会ってからはずっと一緒だろ。
そっか。
そうだよ。
それ本当？なんでこんなタイミングで？もっと早く言ってくれればよかったのに。
悪い。知ってるやつがいっぱいいるとちょっとな。まあ複雑な家庭の事情があってよ。ちょっとこっち。ほう。いい妹だろ。
Literally.
悪いけどお前二の次だから。
You know what? I like the fact that the eyes are so large as the style.
カイトも言ってたよ。俺たちどこにいても仲間だから。
Oh, well, that's adorable. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw out some much-deserved love. Obviously, a lot of time and effort goes into putting these compilations together, so I always make sure those links are available. Amazing. It's very much a brotherly relationship, sibling relationship, very much so. Obviously, a lot of moments in there where I'm just kind of picturing a lot of relatability with myself and my siblings, you know, hitting each other as siblings do. Never too crazy, like not like going about it too much, but yeah, Just very resilient. Moments of tension, obviously, smoothing it out, smoothing it over eventually. But yeah, just very interesting ups and downs there. I like the art style of Hunter x Hunter. I like the fact that it's a little bit more, I don't know, approachable for an adult audience. It's a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for there? Well, I guess that's a good way to put it. It's a little bit more approachable. It's got some language in it. It's got some adult use of words, if you will. But something about it's just really, I don't know. It just sticks out to me other than other ones, frankly. So tired of killing. I just want to be a kid, hanging out, doing stuff with Gon. That's it. Which is a very typical kid sentiment. I'm sure that, actually, that's a really mature way to think about it. To be able to be that reflective on your current situation and the fact that you're not being like a typical kid. Oh, man. That's sad. That's sad in a way, for sure. Third child of Silva and Kikyo Zoldyck, and they're heir to the Zoldyck family until he runs away from home and becomes a rookie hunter. Best friend of Gon, and is currently traveling with Aluka. Make this a little bit bigger so it's easier to read, shall we? There's the 2011 as we just saw. Here's the 99. Okay. All right, so very similar. Obviously different. This is much more black and white. High contrast. I don't know. I don't know which one I prefer. Obviously the eyes without colors is a little bit more jarring. But deuteragonist. What a word. He has served as the deuteragonist for the series, having said role in Heaven's Arena, Greed Island, and Chimera Ant arcs. He was the main protagonist of the 13th Hunter Chairman Election arc. Also the tritagonist of the Hunter Exam arc and the York New City arc. Boy, if you had no idea what these terms were, you would be completely lost. Completely lost. Debuted at 11 years old. Yeah, at 11 years old, I'm thinking, I just want to watch cartoons, eat snacks, all that good stuff. Interesting to see how the appearance changes. A little bit more, the 2011's a little bit more, I don't know, recent. 99 matches the 99 style. In 1999, a lot of clothes we were wearing were baggy. Very baggy. That checks out for sure. Personality initially is introduced as a character who appears similar to Gon, cheeky, cheerful, and full of mischievous ideas. However, contrasting Gon's politeness, Killua can be quite rude to others, mostly strangers and older people. Most commonly known for having a sweet tooth. Same. He loves everything sweet and spent almost 200 million, I don't know what that is, on snacks when he was at the Heaven's Arena. That is a lot of money. Aluka is a trans girl, Killua's twin sister. Good to know. Good to know. Appreciate the context. He's also one of the quickest thinking characters and often analyzes a situation with great ease and accuracy. In spite of his young age, his way of thinking, knowledge, and pragmatism gives him the attitude of an adult. Obviously, to be able to look at his current situation and go, I just wish I was a kid. I wish I had a normal childhood. Just spent time hanging out with Gon and getting into normal shenanigans. Despite his advanced knowledge and level-headed nature, he is not very open in general and will become very embarrassed when Gon openly calls him his best friend or compliments him about their bond. Despite his horrendous upbringing. Horrendous. Whoa, what a word. Jenny is Hunter x Hunter's currency. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Almost 1.4 million US dollars, by the way. Oh my God. Oh, wow. That is a lot of snacks. I mean, I get it. I totally get it. If I had 1.4 million to spend on snacks, I would do it. I don't know what that says about me. Despite his horrendous upbringing and the torturous training his family has put him under, Kiowa has managed to remain generally positive and does not seem too psychologically affected by the pain he's endured, demonstrating a noble, pure side of him and showcasing his abilities and turning his nen into electricity. Both Taro and Biscuit have noted how truly tragic childhood must have been, the latter stating that it's a miracle Kiowa is even able to smile at all. His family is loaded. That makes sense. I was about to say, how did an 11-year-old come across $1.4 million or 200 million jennies? However, his ruthlessness and aptitude in killing show the other side of him: deadly, violent, and bloodthirsty. This side fades as he spends more time with Gon, although he is still unafraid to threaten or kill anyone who attacks him, Gon or Aluka. Conflicting with Kiowa's predisposal to kill is his unyielding loyalty to his friends and natural kindness. He claims Gon was his first friend, and he grows progressively more attached to him as time passes. Kiowa often suffers immensely in his attempts to help his friends without a single complaint. He puts others before himself without being concerned about his own health or even his life, so he is ferociously loyal, but also to an extent where it's like bloodlust. So, I mean, yeah, I would, I don't know. I think that's fine. In this world, obviously not in our reality. Be a little too much. There is such a thing as going too far, but in this world, totally fine. Yeah, that money he got from a tournament that he fought in, and after his dad dropped him off to get strength. Oh, get stronger. Gotcha. Well, that's cool. That's amazing. He got that himself by fighting. Well, dang. Rule number 1 about Fight Club. Talk about Fight Club if it's earning that much money. Good grief. So recently, Kiowa's greatest flaw was his fear of those seemingly more powerful than him, one of whom being his older brother. Kiowa has been trained by an assassin, by his brother, to be extremely cautious and to only engage in combat provided that victory is absolutely certain, and to run away if he has any disadvantage. That is smart. That is the smart way to go about it. However minimal it may be, this impeded him as a hunter. I'm sure it did, as Biscuit stated more than once that victory is never certain, and that depending on the circumstances, a person has the potential to defeat a stronger opponent and also probably come back. You know, there is such a thing as a comeback and rallying. So I'm sure that kind of gets him out of some fights that he probably could end up winning. But yeah, I think it's smart. I think that's actually a smart way to go about it. Yeah, it's the family's twisted love. They wanted to keep Kiowa alive. Oh, okay. Especially struggles with these dueling ideologies during the latter half of the series as he begins to encounter stronger opponents. Brother's teachings remain firmly entrenched in his mind, to a point at which Biscuit prophesied that he would one day abandon Gon because of this. Finally, he had to face Biscuit's prophecy when he encountered a Chimera ant, while Gon, who could not use Nen at the time, was not far off and had no way to defend himself. At the last moment, Kiowa realized that Illumi had implanted a needle in his brain. What? This needle was responsible for forcing Kiowa to retreat and jailing himself in his comfort zone whenever any situation would potentially endanger his life. What? Upon extracting the needle, Kiowa was freed from this restraint and gained full control of his subconscious to make his own decision whether or not to flee whenever there is a need to fight stronger opponents. I mean, that's amazing. Illumi, his older brother, initially seemed like he didn't even really care about Kiowa, but it was actually the opposite. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Obviously, he doesn't want his little brother to die. So implanting that needle and making him more, flight than fight, in certain circumstances, I can see that being a positive. But obviously, when he gets to a point where he's old enough and strong enough, it just becomes kind of a hindrance. He loves Kiowa so much it becomes excessively overbearing and overprotective. Yikes. Lumi's Nen allows him to manipulate people. Yeah, I think when it comes to manipulating people, that's where you lose me. It's all good until you get to that point. But, yeah, I totally understand that. Obviously, as anyone here that has a family, you would do anything to protect that family. You're in good standing with them. So it's understandable. He's the middle child. Rape promise from birth. Mastered the game of darts. It's part of basic training at the age of 6 or 7. Sick of killing at the age of 11, he rebelled against his family, injuring his mother, an older brother, and ran away from home to take the hunter exam for fun. By that time, he had already assassinated more people than the bombers combined. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Gone, I can't stand being on the losing end forever. Rookie hunter, son of Ging. Finding his father is Gon's motivation in becoming a hunter. He's been the main hero for most of the series. Athletic, rustic, and friendly boy who is searching for adventure. Not very good at math. Same. Same. However, having spent a lot of time in the woods as a child, he's very good with animals. An enhancer who are known for being simple-minded and determined. This determination and talent lead to both potential allies and potential enemies trusting in him and taking his side. He has inhuman senses. Gon has a heightened sense of smell, almost like dogs. He also has very good vision, as well as having a very keen taste. Wants to become a hunter because he wishes to find out the depths of an occupation that would cause a father to choose the profession over being with his own son. I'm assuming there's, because this story's kind of happened before. Maybe it's a different take on it. I'm assuming the father chose to protect the son. And part of that was being away from the son. That's what I'm assuming. Simultaneously, his flaws lie in his temper and impulsive nature. Sometimes fails to think things through, and such actions lead to him suffering. Though possessing talent far beyond the norm for his age, anytime his abilities are challenged, as he feels as if he has to prove his antagonist wrong. Oh boy. So it's like complete opposite of Kiowa, who was told to run in any circumstance and had that needle and was manipulated. Continually strives to obtain greater power, often becoming exceptionally stronger in his anger. Gon's anger also leads to some extremely reckless tendencies. When his emotions are ignited, Gon becomes irrational and completely oblivious to anything else. While his will is stronger than most, he can be very level-headed. This clear mind can also make him very cold at times. Gon is cool-headed. It is shown that he can think very creatively and thoughtfully to solve a problem. Prime example is in the 3rd stage of the hunter exam, in which he can think clearly enough under heavy stress to find the way to get through the locked door to the finish line with all his companions by breaking the wall to lead to the finish line in time, which is the feat not even level-headed people like Kurapika and Kiowa can think of. That's amazing. That is amazing. I think Ging lost custody. Oh, okay. Often it's difficult for others to understand his actions or thoughts, what people would consider normal thinking, with some believing him to be a little insane. Well, dang. Morality is complex, almost juridical. Values life and ethics, but he can disassociate his personal feelings from them. Wow. He thanked a serial killer after he helped him get stronger. I mean, boy, gray areas. Gray areas. Notably, however, he did not even think about warning Aegon when the latter was about to cross paths with Ahsoka, despite knowing fully well The encounter would inevitably result in the man's death, all for the sake of obtaining the magician's tag. Well, seems like he's a very one-track mind in a way. We're just kind of like, this is the mission. I got to get this. So, you know, consequences be damned, basically. Extremely confident in his abilities. Sometimes he does not realize when the opponent is far stronger, or even after he knows the opponent is stronger than him. Regardless, he will continue to fight. He refuses to accept himself as inferior to any opponent he disagrees with, including those clearly stronger than him. Running gag in the series is that he often has a problem with math and numbers. I relate to that so much. Prime example is he miscalculates the weight of the challenge doors at Zoldic's estate until Kurapika has to correct him, or he misreads the price tag as 580 million, and Kiowa has to correct him as 5,800,000,000. It's also shown that if someone explains math and calculation too much to him, his head will release steam and eventually explodes, like when Knuckle manages to knock him down while explaining about aura calculation. Oh my god. That is amazing. Oh yeah. Well, Ging tried to leave Gon in his grandmother's care for a little while. Ging's cousin Mito was infuriated at Ging's parenting and got custody through the courts. Ging left Whale Island, never to return. Oh. Huh. Boy, that's definitely different than what I thought it was doing. I thought it was going to be like some, like, protecting him to, you know, stay away from him just to protect him. No, it's just custody battle. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, that's something. That is something. Obviously, I love the fact that they seem like they're siblings. I think it's really cool. And the fact that they're almost in their way of thinking and handling issues is that they are very opposite, which is kind of cool. You get to see them from different angles. Oh yeah. You know what? That last video was so shocking because I was not expecting any of that language. That was the weird part. I was like, oh, this is different. This is way different than I thought it was going to be. That's the game because he refuses to see Gon. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I could see that. Even if, yeah, gosh. Then again, if it's through the courts, you don't have a lot of, like, retribution. Like, you're going to get arrested or whatever. You don't have custody. Or I guess that's not a restraining order. So maybe you might be able to see him. Or at least ask to see him. So there's no real excuse for that. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, gosh. That gets messy. That gets so messy. Interesting that they included that in a anime. That whole storyline. But then again, I mean, it's a part of life. It should be kind of included, right? Also, at that time, Gon is dying in the hospital. Oh, gosh. That just keeps getting worse. That keeps getting worse for the father. Oh, my gosh. All right, the next video is the theatrical trailer. This does have closed captioning for English. The Paradise of Thorns. It is starring Jeff Satter. Let's go ahead and jump into that.
ขอบคุณนะพี่ที่อดทนกันมาได้เดี๋ยวผมจะรีบเก็บเงินมาจ่ายงวดสุดท้ายพี่ที่ดินนี้มันจะได้เป็นชื่อพี่สักทีแต่งงานกันนะ
Ooh. Ooh. Oh my gosh.
ชาติหน้าเองไม่ต้องเกิดมาเป็นลูกแม่นะเองจะได้ไม่ลำบากแบบนี้นะเสกแม่ปรึกษาหน่อยสิโฉนดที่ดินตรงนี้เนี่ยรวมบ้านแล้วก็สวนทุเรียนไว้ด้วยใช่ไหม
Durian orchard.
ต้องเข้าใจก่อนว่าทางกฎหมายคุณกับผู้ตายก็เหมือนเป็นเพื่อนกันน่ะ
Oh.
พี่เจอผู้ใหญ่บ้านแกเตือนมาว่าอะไรที่เป็นชื่อพี่เสกอะให้รีบเปลี่ยนเป็นชื่อแม่ ซึ่งที่ดิน
Wow.
ก็ชื่อพี่เสกใช่ไหม
ต่อให้กฎหมายสมรสเท่าเทียมกันออกมา ก็ช่วยไม่ได้ เพราะกฎหมายมันไม่มีผลย้อนหลัง
คนแบบพวกเราอะทั้งโง่ยกทุกอย่างให้ผู้ชายไม่ได้หรอกนะ
ชีวิตลูกก็เหลือแค่สวนทุเรียนแล้วแม่
มีแต่แม่เท่านั้นแหละที่ดูไม่ออกว่ามันมาเอาคืน
มึงคิดว่ากูหรือโง่เหรอ
ผมขอบวชให้แม่แทนพี่เสกขอผมเป็นลูกชายแม่อีกคนนะ
มึงเอาใจทำดีให้ตาย แม่เขาก็ไม่ยกให้มึงหรอก
แต่พี่หมูก็ไม่ใช่ลูกคนนี่พี่หวังเหรอผมลืมไปแล้วเนี่ยว่าแม่เก็บพี่หมูมาเลี้ยงไง
เกิดมาฉันไม่เคยมีบุญวาสนาเหมือนคนอื่นเขาเลยนะแม่เซ็นยกบ้านให้ฉันได้ไหม
กูเคยบอกมึงหรือจะให้มึง
พวกมึงแหละสันดานโจรปล้นบ้านกู
กูไม่ให้มึงเอาอะไรไปทั้งนั้นอ่ะ
ถ้ากูไม่ได้มึงก็ต้องไม่ได้อะไรเลย
แต่นี่เป็นของโลกกู มึงเจาะจมูกเป็นควายอย่างเงี้ย มึงถึงพูดอะไรไม่เข้าใจไง
Dumb as a cow.
กูบอกแล้วไง กูไม่ให้น้องกูไปกับมึง
Oh, that is brutal. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw out some love. That was wild. So they weren't married because the marriage equality bill wasn't passed. And then, so there was no tie to him inheriting land or whatever, pretty much everything. So he has to fight the family to get it back. And also one of his tactics was joining the family and then having it signed over to him by the mother. And then he has to fight the sister. Oh gosh. That's like every nightmare scenario for surviving kids, maybe a spouse. If you've ever gone through this, like you've had somebody in your family die, or maybe you know of somebody that went through this, it is brutal. Like, I've known a family that kind of went through this where I think it was like the patriarch died or whatever, and everyone just fought over like what was left. Like they were going to the house and like clearing it out, and then there was like legal battles over what was in the will, what wasn't in the will. Like it was brutal, and you're just like, how does that happen? I guess because money and stuff, but gosh, it just goes to show just how many families are held together basically on the live of whoever is in charge. It is crazy. Handling Durian for this so often, you have to be careful. At one point, Jeff was so into acting, he forgot to be careful, started feeling dizzy, looked down to see his own blood. He slashed up his hand and had to go to the hospital. Oh my gosh. Romance Thriller comes out August 22nd. Losing everything has to be so traumatic. Jeff's character loses everything when his fiance dies. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I guess there's no love inside the family from the beginning. Yeah. Yeah. Gosh. It's amazing what a single death can do to a whole family. Like it can just unravel it, show all that all the darkness in it, where you're just like, oh, I guess they really didn't care about each other that much. They're like fighting over a couch or like a lamp. And it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Good grief. I'll never understand that. That is not something that springs to my mind. But yeah, that is crazy. Crazy. Looks like an interesting storyline, though. Obviously, it's very related to the marriage equality bill. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting back and forth between the sister, the mother, and Jeff's character for sure. Good grief. Oh my gosh. That was fascinating. Paradise of Thorns loses it, and Jeff Satter loses it in marriage equality drama. Marriage is not just about children, as homophobes would like everyone to believe. It is about a life lived together and the contributions each party makes. Paradise of Thorns, a man is wronged and looks to correct those wrongs. Welcome back, Amos. Welcome back, welcome back. Tagline is inspired by injustice because it's happened to so many gay people. Yeah. Gosh, what a terrible situation that is. The official synopsis for the couple teases trouble when he loses his fiancée. The gay couple have worked tirelessly to build a life together, including owning a house and a durian orchard. The only thing I know about durian is the fact that if you're not used to it, it has kind of a funk to it, a little smell. But then I also heard the taste is phenomenal. Like, it's good. Like, it tastes great. But it's just one of those things you have to get kind of used to. I think airlines actually have a no durian policy or something like that, where you can't, like, open it or, like, whatever, or, like, have it on a plane. I'm pretty sure that's true. Tragedy strikes when Sek dies suddenly in an accident, revealing... yeah, that tree moment. Oof. Oof. That is brutal. Revealing that they were never legally married in Thailand, leaving... I have no idea how to say his name. Tongkam? With no rights to their assets. The house and orchard now belong to his mother, who moves in with her adopted daughter. Oh, adopted daughter. And gardener. I'm not sure. Not heard it out loud. Okay. Now he must fight. Jeff's character must fight to reclaim the fruits of his love and labor. So the question is, who gets it? The adopted daughter, the fiance, or the gardener? That's a kind of a twist. How is it spelled? It's this one. Gross Domestic Happiness. Boy, that's a funny name. Released a trailer of the film that unravels the events in the film as Satter brings range like never before. It begins with the couple sitting and watching their farmland. Tongkam. Appreciate it. Tongkam reveals that they are about to make the final payment for it. Oh my gosh. That adds to it. Since he offered to pay the final installment, Tongkam has clearly contributed to this success. Thailand finally passed a marriage equality law that guarantees rights for same-sex couples that opposite-sex couples are afforded. Sek makes a sweet proposal to Tongkam, who accepts. Tragedy strikes, falls off the tree in a tragic way. Brutal. However, when Sek falls off one of the trees he's tended to for so long and dies, is a fishy situation since the tree doesn't seem to be that tall. Well, it's the impact. It looked like his head just smashed into one of the branches, which literally anything connecting with your head can kill you. So it makes sense. Probably not, it doesn't rely on how tall the tree is, which is why you see a glimpse of him seducing the gardener. The gardener is a Domundi actor with ZeeNuNew called Kang. Oh my gosh. There's the twist. It goes to the gardener. Tongkam is in for a surprise of his life, according to the law. Sek's mother is supposed to inherit all of her son's belongings. The problem is that Tongkam's entire life was tied to Sek. All you need is a good hit to cause a skull fracture. Indeed. That is very true. Especially with your full body weight falling on it. Like, that doesn't take much. Front by Sek's mother and Mo proves hard for Tongkam to break when they decide to defraud him of his life's work. Tongkam seeks legal help, given that marriage equality has now arrived in Thailand, but the law fails to recognize their relationship since they had not been married yet. He nearly comes undone when he realizes he has no recourse until he decides to find unorthodox solutions to an unorthodox problem. Yeah, there's no way Sek can sign anything. Big part of marriage is you have to sign a marriage contract. The ceremony is just the ceremony, right? He tries several methods, including asking to be adopted by the mother, but Mo works in the shadows to manipulate her. Turns out that Sek's mother is not that naive and decides not to leave the farm to either of them. Frustrated, they declare war on each other. Does that win them the farm? Does Tongham have any more fight left in him, or should he focus his looks and talents on another farm owner, but ensure they're married this time? Wait, what? That seems like he seeked out Sek just because he's a farm owner. Like, used him for it. That's kind of a weird sentence. I don't know if I agree with that one. Be in theaters in Thailand August 22nd. No dates yet for an international release. Jeff Satter, The Paradise of Thorns to make Cannes. Ooh, it's going to Cannes 2024. All right. Working title The Marriage. Thrower Project will debut at the prestigious 77th Cannes Film Festival in 2024. It's going to be at TIFF 2024 too. Wow. Paradise of Thorns is directed by Boss Kuno. Aside from that, the film's duration is 2 hours, which is good. If it's a thriller, 2 hours is as long as you want it. I would say for comedy movies, a good 90 minutes is probably best. For an action thriller, 2 hours is probably pretty good. Anything over that, and it just gets unruly. I don't know why films are going that direction, but I don't know. Jeff is a popular Thai singer who's also showcased his impressive acting skills in several projects, obviously starring in Kin Porsche. Moreover, this year, Jeff is gearing up for his highly anticipated BL drama, Wuju Bakery, alongside his Kin Porsche co-star, Barcode. On the other hand, Engfa is also a popular singer. He recently stepped into the acting world and is currently wowing viewers in their ongoing Thai drama Bangkok Blossom. Furthermore, on Tuesday, May 14th of this year, GDH 559 announced that they are launching 4 projects at Cannes 2024. Aside from The Paradise of Thorns, the other projects are 404, Flat Girls, and Shudder, remastered in 4K. That's an interesting. Yeah, I like that. Boy, what a... I love how they're far apart. The mom's on one side, they're on the other side. Interesting. Yeah, that's fantastic. Engfa plays Mo, the adopted daughter. Could potentially be huge for Jeff's career. Absolutely. Being seen at Cannes Film Festival is huge. Huge. That is definitely one of the big ones. Lots of big stars go there. I'm sure producers, directors. Yeah, that is a huge opportunity for sure. Engfa was recently in ZeeNuNew's music video, The Unforgettable. Nice. Engfa co-starred in ZeeNuNew's. You had that at the same time. Well done. Well done. You had it covered. Slayer Kitty. Everything connects. Indeed. That's really cool. Fans of Jeff and Engfa are eager to see the stars take their acting prowess to the big screen. Yeah, that's an interesting concept. I don't think I've ever heard anything quite like that. Obviously, I've heard about it in real life, which is sad. Siblings and whatnot fighting over inheritance. Ugh, tragic. Tragic. Obviously, something went wrong there. Shouldn't be fighting over inheritance. That's crazy. They all know each other, which is so weird. Yeah, that is brutal. But that's going to be an interesting storyline there. I don't know how it's going to work out. Obviously, who's not pictured here is the gardener, which I think is going to be an interesting wrinkle in all of it. Very interesting wrinkle. Breakdown of the trailer, Paradise of Thorns, talking about Thai symbolism and cultural aspects, possibly portrayed in the movie trailer for anyone who is interested. The trailer starts off with both Sek and Tongcam sitting on the hill, talking about their durian orchard, an installment of the land. And Sek proposed to Tongcam for marriage, used a tiny flower bouquet he made roughly before the talk. Flower used for the bouquet, I presumed, was champaka, a type of Asian magnolia and famous for its use in Thai royal ceremonies and religious rituals. Nice. In terms of relationship, it represents unfading love or pure love. Another hidden meaning here for the bouquet could be that how the situation of marriage law in the movie timeline where the equality marriage has not yet active. They cannot legally marry. So a bouquet instead of a ring is like a lifetime promise that they would stay together as a life partner. Interesting. Life as a couple came to an end. Accidentally fell down from the durian tree and broke his neck. Okay, that makes sense. The position you see him in the coffin is based on a Thai Buddhism practice called Prasong, a process where the undertaker uses a holy thread to tie the hands, feet, and head of a corpse. The main purpose is to prevent the limbs to spread in weird directions when the body becomes stiff or bloated. That makes sense. Yeah, that way you can actually like position the body instead of rigor mortis, which causes everything to kind of convulse. My Twitter rapper's on strike. GDH has been doing well with how to get millions from Grandma Dies. So hopefully it bodes well for this as well. Well, hopefully Thai burial practices are fascinating. Nowadays, they only tie the hands folded together, like in the trailer, to presume a stance of paying respect. The Buddha as the body undergoing funeral ceremony later on prior to cremation. Okay. And it's especially helpful if you're doing like an open casket, which it seemed like they were doing. In some Thai families, they put the picture of their dead family members under the Buddha altar. We only see the golden tip of it above Sek's portrait, along with some offerings, foods, and fruits, depending on the local belief, and flowers, and a belief that the offering would reach the dead ones. In a sense, it's similar to ancestral altars in Chinese and Japanese culture. The use of one incense stick has a certain meaning in Thai culture. It means to pay respect to the dead ones or wandering souls. For common religious practices, we always use 3 incense sticks. Pay respect to the Buddhist temple triple gem, Buddha, Dharma, Buddha's teaching, and Sangha, Buddhist monks. Again, apologies for me butchering these names. After his death, Sek's mother and adopted sister started to instigate Tongcam about transferring the durian orchard and the land to Sek's mother. It's probably troubled him so, as it seemed they tried to take everything he and Sek invested in for years, where they tried to persuade him, talk to local authorities, or changing the durian orchard's name. Yeah, that is brutal. I don't know how you would deal with that, honestly. You had just lost your fiance, and then you go through that. Like, it's a nightmare scenario. And with ZeeNuNew about to be in a GDH film, it's all good signs for him too. Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. Tongcam didn't like how things were going like this. He tried to consult the legal authorities or even went to court. But he couldn't do anything because according to current marriage laws, still transitioning to equality laws, only legal spouses, male and female, can receive a share of inheritance. When either of the spouse passed away, when spouses don't have children, the inheritance is often shared with the parents of the dead spouse equally. Makes sense for the current state. Obviously, it's transitioning. Good grief. Yeah, that's talk about, oh my gosh. Talk about just compounding the fact that you lost your fiance, just making it worse and worse and worse. The dark bedroom where Sek's mother is sleeping represents that she can sleep comfortably without worries, as she's certain all of Sek's properties will be hers, and she can live well off now. Obviously, it's showing her calm and whatnot. On the contrary, the lighted room in the night, where Tongham's lying down, represents the flame and devastated emotions inside him. He's about to lose the land he and Sek put all their efforts in. Yeah, exactly. Can't sleep, basically. The symbolism there. Sleeping peacefully on one side and absolutely frustrated and on the verge of probably tears on the other side. Good grief. That's brutal. That is absolutely brutal. Here's a clear capture of Tongham hugging the land title deed. Okay, not to be confused with a marriage certificate. And Sek's full name on the land title deed. There's also another male name there with the same last name as Sek in the deed, but I'm not sure who that is. Oh, that might play a part in it. That might play a part in it. Who's the other person? Meaning the names in the deed. Sek is a name. Blah, blah, blah. Meaning characters, nicknames. Okay. Yeah, so here's an actual one. Name on the left side box is right grantor. On the right side box is right receiver. And the box we didn't see fully is the type of deed registration, which presumably written grant. This means the name on the left side is highly likely Tonkham's full name, as he legally and fully granted the rights to the land to Sek. After doing the math, total land Tongham gave to Sek was 9,000 square meters. Inspiration from an inequality. As Mo was running on the road, screaming in joy, presumably happy that her mother and her would be the owners of the property. Oh, gosh. Prostrating himself on the floor with folded hands. This kind of action in Thai culture, when done from heart, means to give the utmost respect to the one in front of you, putting aside your pride and dignity. However, when it's being forced under circumstances, it means you're forced to lower your pride and dignity for one's mercy or something in return. Based on the context, I feel that Tongham was doing this under pressure, obviously, as he wanted them to accept him as a family. This is the only legal way he can get his share of the inheritance, being given willingly to him by the new owner. But even then, you have to be in the will or be given a share, right? You can't just be a sibling, because they could write you out. That happens all the time. If one of the kids goes rogue or whatnot, they can get written out of a will very quickly. Probably as a part of his plan, Tongham was even willing to ordain as a monk for Sek's mother as one of her sons. In Thai belief, having your son ordained as a monk once in your lifetime is considered a great merit. What you're seeing here is an ordained ceremony that is unique to Mae Hong Son province called Hoi Sang Long, which is more lively and colorful when compared to the usual ordained ceremony. This way of practice comes from the interpretation of Buddha's story and legends. It'll be a very long explanation. I'm sure it is. But things probably didn't go well as they thought. Absolutely. Everything escalates into something more serious, more violence, and more dramatic. Yeah, as soon as they realize, especially when the mother was saying to the adopted daughter, "What makes you think I'm giving it to you?" basically, I'm sure things go downhill pretty fast. That's probably a turning point in the movie. Bonus, the way he inverted the incense stick here was to show disrespect towards the dead, specifically Sek at this point. I don't know the full context here, as this kind of action means different things in certain contexts. However, I speculated that aside from disrespecting the dead, he was breaking a certain vow he's given to Sek. We will have to watch the full movie to get full understanding of it. Might be some hidden secrets of Sec that could be revealed. Well, absolutely. There's obviously a lot going on here. A lot going on here that we're not seeing fully. That's just part of the movie, right? That's just part of the movie. We got to watch it to figure out what goes on. Can't give away everything, right? That's why the fight for marriage equality is so much more than a ceremony. Indeed. Yeah, the ceremony is just a ceremony. The more important part is signing the actual marriage certificate. Because that gives you all the rights and whatnot. Visitation rights and all that stuff. I don't know all of them. I don't know all it entails because I haven't gone through it. But yeah, obviously there's a lot of things that come with that. Not just filing taxes jointly. Next on the list is epic Kiowa Zoldyck moments from HunterxHunter. Obviously, we have just reacted to a HunterxHunter video, so it should be fresh in everyone's mind. Let's go ahead and jump on over. All right. I think it's ready to go. Yes. If you're watching on Twitch and you haven't already, be sure to follow. We are dangerously close to 100 follows on Twitch. I don't know what exactly is going to happen with this thing when it hits 100, but it should be interesting. Hopefully it's more fascinating than just the changing of the numbers. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. Appreciate it, Jace. And as Jace just posted, join the Discord. If you're into HunterxHunter, you're into Jeff Satter, go ahead and join. Over 118 members and counting. There's a heart in that bag, isn't there? I know my powers of deduction are just unbelievable. That was so funny. Oh. Where'd those nails come from?
こっちは197番か。もう俺ってこういう感はすっげえ鈍いんだよな。ねえ、あんたが199番？ちょうだい。サンキュー。さて、いらないプレートは。
Boy, when Kiowa knows he's gonna win, just total badass. Made quick work of that one. It was over in a second. Where did we just go? Was this a torture chamber?
お前の友達とうとう執事室の近くまで来たそうだぜ。どうするキル？俺がママに頼めば3人とも。
ミルキー、3人に手を出したら殺すぜ。
絶対に仲間を裏切るな。
誓うよ、裏切らない。絶対。
キル、
無駄よ。3人は帰ったわ。独房に戻りなさい。
嫌だ。俺行くよ。どけよ。
んOh, this is gonna be interesting.
声を出しても殺す。分かったらゆっくり目を閉じろ。
Oh God.
約束を破ったらどうなるか分かったから。分かったらゆっくり目を開けて、鏡の俺を見てよく聞け。
This is crazy. This is some Taken stuff.
二度と俺たちの前に汚ねえ面出すな。
I don't know who you are, but I do have a very particular set of skills. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
キルアの不戦勝で幕を開けた卑劣な3人組との戦い。類いまれな才能によって驚異のスピードで念を習得したゴンとキルアの天空闘技場での真のバトルが今始まろうとしている。
Very much like a gladiatorial contest.
常人じゃねえんだよ。悪いけど。
何？だが。
Oh.
サンダースネーク。
Was not expecting that.
驚いたぞキルア。2本の鞭を見切ったのはお前が初めてだ。そんなお前にプレゼントさ。両方合わせて100万ボルトの電流だ。
Oh my gosh, that's so
どんな大
much.
男でも2号すらできずに気を失う。鞭に逆らうバカどもは全てこの
To be fair, any amount of electrocution can kill you. Just depends.
拷問の訓練で電流は慣れっこさ。俺には効かない。でも効かないってのは我慢できるって意味でさ。痛いことには変わりないんだよね。だからちょっと頭きた。
I'm a little pissed. Just a
そ
little.
の高さから床に激突したら死ぬな。どうする？
頼む、受け止めてくれ。
オーケー。安心して落ちてきな。たく、どんだけ痛いか分かったか、バーカ。
Well, knocked unconscious or dead is the question.
あの時のレンが実力のすべてではないことを見せてくれ。
じゃあ、行くぜ。
That was cold-blooded. Kind of understand the cold head now. Although I guess that was gone, right? He just got bloodlust.
理論上は確かに可能だ。ありえん。ゼロからこの4日間で覚えたなどということは。
どう？もう少し見るかい？
いや、よかろう。合格だ。
おいし。一匹につき一撃で動きを封じるには。
Ow. Unconscious is probably because in the US showings of anime there can be censorship. Oh. I guess because they assume it's made for children, so they don't want to have death, death, death. Oh yeah, that's right, the Sailor Moon videos. Yeah, it might be. For the censorship.
残念だったね。今年受かるの俺だけだよ。
俺たちとはレベルが違う。あれが一流のハンターになる人間か。
ハンター試験は今年限りにするぜ。
やっと一人目か。もう1時間半も経ってるじゃねえか。他の連中は
Oh, wait a minute. Is that their rank on their shirt? He's what, 1200 and something? And those other ones were like 128? That is amazing. I like the fact that he's so cerebral. He can think through all this stuff during a fight. I would probably just be in survival mode. Just not thinking about anything. Oh my gosh. Link down below for the YouTube video. Go throw it some love. Excellent edit. Definitely epic. Definitely some epic moments. I love the fact that, yeah, he's able to think while he's doing all that stuff, as opposed to just relying on training, actively, like, thinking through the process. Very, you know what that kind of reminds me of is Sherlock Holmes, although it's not even remotely a similar style, but it just kind of made me think of that for some reason. Excellent art style. I like the fact, I'm gonna say it again, I like the fact that their eyes are so big. I don't know why. It expresses a lot of emotion. Obviously, based on the color of the eye, you can easily tell people apart. It's just, I don't know. It's fascinating to me. Kiwa Zoldyck is the best character ever written. That is a stance. That is a stance and putting a flag in the ground. People only find me interesting because they can't tell whether I'm serious or not. I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one, Kiwa. There are a few, precious few things we don't see eye to eye on. I used to think that you were a bit too willing to stab people. Maybe. But that was just because of how you were brought up, and you've made every conceivable effort to grow from it. You even admitted it to yourself. I'm so tired of killing. I just want to be a kid, hanging out, doing stuff with Gon. That's it. Talked about that on the last video. This, Kiwa, is the real reason people find you interesting, because you are honest, caring, and generally trying not to only become a better person, but to have fun doing so. Given the grimdark nature of your background, it's frankly incredible that you are capable of any of these things, let alone all of them, simultaneously and perpetually. When I say that Kiwa Zoldyck is my favorite character of all time, I'm just not talking about HunterxHunter. I'm not just talking about anime either. I mean across all fiction. Before you jump the gun and accuse me of not having read enough books or watched enough films, I spent years in university and studying English literature. I've read all the classics and loads of weird niche stuff that barely anyone has heard of. I love Dickens and Austen, Tolkien and Martin. Yeah. I've read at least 3/4 of Shakespeare's entire catalog. I'm not saying Kiwa is great due to a lack of experience with well-written characters. I just genuinely reckon he's the best one ever written. HunterxHunter spoilers below, obviously. 12-year-old assassin who's already killed potentially hundreds of people. It's the family business, after all. First encounter him in episode 3. You're gone. Leorio and Kurapika arrive at the location for stage 1 of the Hunter exam. We don't get much Kiwa here over the next couple of episodes, but his prominence in the opening sequence, combined with the relative clarity, stylishness of the shots that focus on him, already let us know that he's probably going to be a pretty important later on. I don't know. Best written character. What do we think? Let me know down below in the comments if you're watching us later on YouTube, who you think the best written character is, in your estimation. Can be movies, can be anime, can be literature, whatever. Gosh, that's a hard one. I'm trying to think. You know what immediately jumps to mind is Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't know, something about that story. It's just such a redemption arc of just a brutal outlaw turned into kind of a sensitive fellow. Kind of a sensitive fella when he realizes he's got TB. And it's just a totally different person. I think, speaking of Tolkien, I think Frodo is a great character. I'm trying to think. Anything from literature? I'd have to think more on that. That's a bold statement. First thing I've noted that Kiowa does is drink loads of laxatives without getting the runs. What? Did I just read that? Klaus Michelson? Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Hard to decide. Yeah, it's difficult for sure. I can't believe I just read that sentence. First thing of note is that Kiowa does note that Kiowa does is drink loads of laxatives without getting the runs. Soon reveals that he is completely immune to poison. Next thing of note Kiowa does is a sick kickflip. Because Gon says he's 12. This all happens within the first 45 seconds of overall screen time. To be honest, I originally thought that Kiowa was going to be at least partially antagonistic. He doesn't care for Leoro and Kurapika at the beginning of the series and kills pretty much indiscriminately and for no reason. Also pretty edgy, at least visually. Hands in pockets, half shrug, skateboard tucked untidily beneath his arm. Right, having weird vampire claw fingernails. Okay, all right, that's actually a part of him. I thought that was something that just randomly happened. Is not edgy. In fact, he's anything but that. Best way to capture this by referring to the best scene in HunterxHunter. Gon, you are light itself. Sometimes you're too bright, and I can't look at you, but I can still stay by your side. Not only the best scene, it's also the most important one. While Gon is technically the protagonist of the show, he's nothing without Kiowa. I would go so far as to say the main character in HunterxHunter is actually Gon and Kiowa's relationship with one another. I'd also argue that Kiowa puts far more into this relationship than Gon, as well as gaining more from it. Kiowa saves Gon time and time again, whether it be physically removing him from harm's way or subtly steering him towards the right path. Kind of a guardian angel. Yeah, interesting. Kiowa's influence on Gon is more difficult to see, but equally valuable in terms of their interdependence. I could honestly write about Kiowa forever. He's the only one who could regularly and reliably get through to Gon. Even though he can't, when he can't, he knows what to do. Promise me one thing, Silva says during his heart-to-heart with Kiowa. Never betray your friends. Yeah, I mean, just from reading that, it makes sense because it seemed like he was just fiercely defending or defensive towards Gon. If I ignore a friend, I have the ability to help. Wouldn't I be betraying him? I mean, yeah, that is a good judge of a good friend, is when you need help, are they there? Obviously, there can be some limits to that. Like hiding the body. I know people joke about that. A good friend will help you hide the body. Obviously, there's a little leniency there, but up until that, I'd say. It's a good judge of who your friends are. Crazy, I think that near the end of the anime, Gon became more ruthless than Kiowa. Well, at least for a little while. That is amazing. I don't know about greatest, but with stat across the 19 books of Vampire Chronicles is a thing to experience. Yeah. From what I've seen, Lestat is an interesting character. Very troubled. But probably has moments of redemption. Who knows? I'm not exactly sure. But it'd be kind of nice to have a little bit of redemption arc. Albeit just a second. Just a second of it. Every once in a while. The Killua we meet in episode 3 is more than willing to leave people behind. Throughout the series, he still remains cold and clinical in relation to people he doesn't know. But in the final arc, when Gon's body is damaged beyond repair and Aluka is being hunted down by Illumi and Hisoka, we see Killua's growth in all of its glory. At the end, Gon finally meets Ging. Neatly bookending the series, he set out to find his father, and the last scene shows them perched on a world tree together. It's 2 hunters, father and son. This thematically is the perfect ending for Killua 2. He's not there, but his influence on Gon is clearly visible. This makes us think of him. Gon even specifically mentions him, and for once, the tables are turned. Killua is allowed to have a tangible impact on Gon, as opposed to the other way around, without even being present. This is kind of a love letter to Killua. Obviously, opinions may differ, but interesting. I don't know about greatest character of all time. Maybe. You've only seen Louis's perspective. Louis' perspective? Indeed. Indeed. Gosh. I'm trying to think, like, greatest character. That is a brain scratcher. You could think on that for a long time. You have to go through like everything you've ever seen or read. Good grief. Hunter x Hunter 10 times Killua was a better main character than Gon. A bit of a tug of war here. Lovable Hunter is universally liked. However, the main character isn't always the best character. Shots fired. When you're born into a family of world-famous assassins, it's difficult not to make you the main character. Illumi effortlessly passes the hunter exam and kills an entire mob family. No wonder Killua was so gifted indeed. Whoever's Jonas really sets the tone for how deadly he is. Well, yeah. Didn't he take the heart? Sure. It was in the bag. Jonas killed 146 people with his bare hands, leading to a fearsome reputation. Within seconds, Killua appeared behind him holding his heart. That is just amazing. Creating Godspeed. He was a Nen prodigy. Killua developed incredible abilities like Godspeed, allowing him to move faster than his opponent can react. So he's basically the Flash. With this skill, the assassin overwhelmed a bunch of people. Yeah. Multiple times in that video, we saw Killua just like get to the back end of somebody, just completely untouched. Chosen to lead the Chimera Ant team. Talent for Nen is incredibly rare. As a result, put in charge of organizing the team, plus despite usually being the youngest team member, alongside Gon, well, not only has to watch the arc to understand this. Every time he demonstrated his emotional development. Yeah, if there's an emotional arc, it's going to be seen as amazing. Because it is amazing. Every time. It's hard because it's kind of subjective. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Slayer Kitty. He began to understand friendship, knowing how good it felt to have others care for him, became selfless, took risks, especially when Gon was in danger, learned the value of human life, only killing when absolutely necessary. Boy, that sounds like the Cullen family, doesn't it? A little Twilight reference there. When he went full assassin, after meeting Gon and the gang, Killua begins to soften and fans started to forget just how cold-blooded the assassin could be. Fortunately, it wasn't long until viewers were reminded of the dark side. Yeah, that scene was absolutely tense. Absolutely tense. It kind of reminds me of the hidden blade in Assassin's Creed. Just like holding it like right there. Killua sneaks up on the skilled Nen user and tells him that if he doesn't leave the arena immediately, he will kill him. Whenever he shows his vulnerability, obviously to be a character that's got a little bloodlust, to show any vulnerability. Displaying his assassin skills. His dying thoughts were about gone. He puts his life on the line time and time again, despite the latter's impulsive nature to charge headfirst into danger. Killua almost dies, but even then his last thoughts questioned whether or not he was useful to Gon. Wow, that's a good friend. When he asked Iluka to save Gon, Killua develops a trusting relationship with Iluka and Nanika. When Gon was near death from the Chimera ant battle, I almost always say Kahlua, like the alcohol. Killua asked Iluka to heal him. He put his faith in the nature of his and Iluka's relationship despite the mystery and potentially destruction of her ability. Because of this, Gon made a full recovery. Selfless Killua for the win. Oh my gosh. Yeah. If there's a emotional arc at all to a character, it just hits differently. Completely differently. That's why I kind of brought up Arthur Morgan, because he starts off as like this bumbling, reckless outlaw, and then just turns into this changed man. Because he's been given a terminal diagnosis. Completely changes him. Still has his rough moments, but ultimately very changed. It's kind of amazing what mortality can do to somebody. Let's go ahead and move on to the next video. It is Cardcaptor Sakura, SolyOrion, and Sakura. I think those names are. Total guess. Once in a lifetime. Go ahead and bring this up.
The summer rain is passing over, and it feels like a dream. I could run and look for shelter, but you hold on to me. I'm under your skies. I'm caught in your eyes.
Unfortunately, I am running a little bit behind, so we're not going to be able to go over too much about this one.
And all that I can see is you. I'm standing where the lightning strikes. I know this doesn't happen twice. You must be my once in a lifetime, in a lifetime. You must be my once in a lifetime.
I'm just now realizing that that was not rare to see the large eyes in anime. Like that's, I think that's one of the most common facial features.
Ask me anything you want to.
Tells you how much I watch anime.
Yes, I'll spend my whole life just being caught up in your eyes. Oh.
Ironic that lyric just happened. That timing was just impeccable.
That I can see is you. I'm standing where the lightning strikes. I know this doesn't happen twice. You must be my once in a lifetime, in a lifetime. You must be my once in a lifetime.
she's embarrassing him a lot. He's either easily embarrassable. Is that even a word? He must be crushing like crazy. I think we've all been there.
So before the storm is past, I just wanna ask, can we make this moment last?
With the ZeeNuNew doc, some viewers of the stream gave me some things to add. Oh, cool. Alright, I'll refresh it.
Don't you know you stopped the
This song is amazing, by the way. I'm just jamming to it.
lightning strikes. I know this doesn't happen twice. You must be my once in a lifetime,
Very cute indeed.
You must be my once in a lifetime.
Oh, that was sweet. That was very sweet. Wow. Link down below in the YouTube description for that wonderful video. Wow. Good song. Good clips. Excellent edit. Go throw out some love. Again, link down below in the YouTube description. That was awesome. Wow. That's a different angle. I mean, I think I've reacted to 2 Cardcaptor Sakura videos previously, and that was just adorable. I can't remember the other ones being that sweet. Maybe they were. My memory is not great. Just consuming so much content that it's just like, whew. But wow, that was lovely. Obviously, we all have experience with that, you know, crushing on somebody and everything you do seems embarrassing. And you're just like, am I coming across good? Like, is this a good thing? Are they seeing me be awkward? Like, that is just constantly going through your head. Or maybe not. Maybe that's just me. But yes, back when I was a little bit younger, that was just always going through my head. Like, quit being so awkward, bud. But hey, when you think about it and more about it like that, it probably just makes you more awkward, right? But gosh, that was absolutely adorable. And what's interesting is as they got older, something I noticed is the fact that it switched. She started liking him and started getting easily embarrassed by her actions or what he said or whatever. So that's kind of a very sweet switcheroo on the feelings. You can tell she caught him as well. Eventually. Cardcaptor Sakura, Japanese manga. Do serialized monthly in a magazine from 96 to 2000. Focusing on Sakura in junior high school. Critically well received. Praised the manga for its creativity and described it as quintessential shoujo manga as well as a critical work for manga in general. Was awarded the Best Manga Award 2001. Television series was praised for transcending its target audience of young children and being enjoyable to older viewers for its artwork, humor, characterization, and animation. Honestly, that looked adorable. Like you would enjoy that just at any age. Takes place fictional town located somewhere near Tokyo. 10-year-old Sakura accidentally releases a set of magical cards known as cloud cards. Okay, it's refreshing a little bit. From a book in her basement created by and named after sorcerer Cloud Reed. Each card has its own unique ability and can assume an alternate form when activated. Guardian of the cards, Cerebrus, emerges from the book and explains that only a person with magical powers could open the seal of the book, revealing that Sakura can do magic. Which is amazing because I'm just watching that, you know, little adorable love story, completely forgetting about the fact that there's magic involved. Sakura chooses Sakura to retrieve the missing cards. As she finds each card, she battles its magical personification and defeats it by sealing it away. Service acts as her guide, while her best friend and second cousin, Tomoyo, films her exploits and provides her with both battle costumes and moral support. Sakura's older brother, Toya, watches over her while pretending that he is unaware of what is going on. SolyOrion, a boy Sakura's age and descendant of Cloud Reed, arrives from Hong Kong to recapture the cards himself. While initially antagonistic, he comes to respect Sakura and begins aiding her in capturing the card. Let's see. Yeah, that is adorable. Absolutely adorable. Introduced as a rival, but they gradually become friends and close allies. He also falls in love with her, and they start dating in the Clear Card arc. Isn't that sweet? Pet ship. Canon. Dating. Look at all these tropes. Oh my gosh. Childhood sweethearts, battle couple. That's that trauma bonding. Related live epiphany. Chastity couple. Official couple. Brooding boy, gentle girl. I will wait for you. Boy of my dreams. The first time Sakura saw SolyOrion was in her dreams. Yeah, that makes sense. Because it definitely seems like he had fallen way first. Way first. And then eventually she came around to him. Relationship was strained for a little while. Things only got more complicated when Sakura realized SolyOrion liked her crush. Ooh. Made him not only her rival for the cards, but for love. Interesting. All right, there's another person in there. Throw a wrench into it. Gosh. He still hesitated to consider her as a friend, whereas she did consider him as a friend. First genuine sign of SolyOrion's changing feelings for Sakura is how he tended to blush in her presence, as we saw multiple times. Not just blush, we're talking full red face, like full head red. In episode 27 of the anime, after he helped to rescue her from the return card, Sakura was so thankful she hugged him. Oh boy. That probably sent him to another moon, Cloud 9. This took SolyOrion by surprise and caused him to deeply blush and faint. Oh boy. Whereas in the manga, this takes place much earlier. Their class takes a trip to the beach, and the two sit on the beach to talk after everyone goes to bed, and they discuss the cards and their liking for Yukito for a bit. They later encounter the erase card, and SolyOrion gives a crying Sakura a handkerchief. When Tomoyo disappears, she thanks him, and he blushes. My man was absolutely crushing. After sealing the card, he lets her keep the card, and he bashfully runs away when she thanks him. Throughout the series, he initially resists his feelings, but becomes more friendly with her to the point of worrying about her well-being when she gets sick, and even congratulating her when she becomes the official mistress of Cloud Cards. After the elevator incident, SolyOrion realizes and fully accepts that he's fallen in love with Sakura, but she remains completely oblivious to his feelings because of her infatuation with Yukito. Oh no. Oh no. That's brutal. SolyOrion's blushes become more frequent, as we saw. There was a lot. There was a lot going on there. And there are some occasions where he would suddenly become clumsy when in her presence. Yeah. Sakura will either keep an innocent smile on her face or look confused and worried whenever he trips and falls. SolyOrion attempts to confess on a number of occasions, but is always interrupted. Oh, gosh. Yeah, this is adorable. This is absolutely adorable. And Sakura finally confesses her love to Yukito and is gently rejected. Oh, boy. She goes to the park with Shyy to pour her feelings of sadness out to him. I'm sure that drove him nuts. Like, oh, just imagine. The interruption trope, indeed. Just imagine if Sakura hit him with the line of, if I could just find somebody like you. Like, that is a killer line. That hurts. That hurts just hearing somebody hear that. Oh my gosh. And you're just like, somebody like me, I'm here. I'm right here. She starts to cry and he comforts her and he assures her that she will find the person she loves most one day. Sakura is so thankful for Siren's kindness that she invites him to a festival. Nice. And spends a week making him a gift, a scarf in the anime. The yukata in the manga. Because Sakura now knows what it feels like to be rejected by someone she loved and the burden of seeing that person in love with another, Shyy believes confessing his feelings will only burden her and he opts not to tell her. You know what? I get it. I get that. There's a time and a place. Kamayo advises against this, saying Sakura is not the kind of person to dwell on such matters, and she will give him a reply if she seriously thinks about it. Yeah, there's a time and a place for that. Maybe not freshly off the rejection. He finally confesses his love to her, but this comes as a complete shock to her, and it is ever present in her thoughts over the next few days, causing things to become awkward. Yeah, friends to lovers, awkward. Shyy managed to catch Sakura alone and tells her that he is glad to have met her, and she, who is doing things for others more than herself, whereas he only thought of himself and was only interested in increasing his abilities, had more than him. I don't even know what I just read. She disagrees with him, but he runs away before she can say any more. He runs home and becomes more saddened as she notes she may like Shyy as more than a friend, but her feelings for him are different than she had for Yukido. Next morning, Sakura finds out that Shyy is about to return to Hong Kong, and she is heartbroken. She says she doesn't want him to leave and starts to cry. Her tears create a new card, which is of a winged heart. Right then, Sakura realizes that she's in love and runs to the airport. God, that's beautiful. A winged heart. Ugh. This might be the greatest love story of all time. Runs to the airport, finds him before he leaves. She sees the teddy bear Shyy had made for her, but never had the courage to give to her. Oh my gosh. And she asks if she can have it. Although she didn't confess her newfound feelings to him, her acceptance of the bear is evidence enough that she reciprocates his feelings. Oh my gosh. That might just be the sappiest thing I have ever read on this channel. That might just be the cheesiest, sappiest, and wonderful love story I think I've ever reacted to. Wow. 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 That's adorable. Good grief. Oh my gosh. Let's finish this up with a ZeeNuNew video. Gosh, that was lovely. Who knew? That is absolutely amazing. I'm glad I took the time to read all that. That was lovely. Next up is Believer, Dangerously, You and Me, Next Love, Mirror Mirror from ZeeNuNew at the DMD Land 2 concert. I don't know exactly how that's pronounced, but the Damundi Land concert, I'm assuming. Let's go ahead and jump into that. Make sure it's not too loud. Appreciate it, Slayer Kitty. You made it. Welcome back. Rocco Kitty. Loving the style. Choreography is amazing so far. Oh my gosh. That came out of nowhere. Seeing this and remembering he used to not want to sing. He loves it now because of ZeeNuNew. Yeah, that's amazing. You know, it's amazing what impact somebody can have on your life. What's that, a whip? I mean, they are wearing collars, are they not? I mean, I am seeing that. That's amazing. All it takes is the support of a loved one, you know? There's something you're really into or something you're not too into, but maybe you enjoy doing. The voice, though. The voice. Rip your PC. That's amazing. I mean, ZeeNuNew's voice is just incredible. I don't know what else there is to say about it. It's clearly good. Great. I've only reacted to 2 times with him singing, and it's been amazing. Personal mic, he designed it himself. It's awesome. It looks good. Clearly, I enjoy the white aesthetic. Literally, the desk is white as well. That note, though. That note. Wow. Apparently it didn't occur to ZeeNuNew that he was a good singer. Put him in vocal classes and yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's a pretty good realization. Good thing they did. You cannot tell me ZeeNuNew was not in the shower just nailing cover songs. Come on now. Even I do that. I'm not a great singer. I'm sure he was, but probably didn't think he was good. Yeah, I could see that. There's a difference between obviously shower singing and packing an arena. I think it was a lack of self-confidence. Well, it seems like Z and ZeeNuNew had that effect on each other. They gave each other tons of self-confidence. Which is great. That's what you want out of a partner.
You know I got you, you know that I got you like that. Ain't nobody gonna have your back like the way I do. Love you just say it do. You know you got me. Everything you do, everything you did, everything I wish I was me. Makes me feel alright, I'm just saying. So I really like it. Nothing in the world can make me feel the way you do the things.
Yeah, great stage presence for sure. Got moves down, choreography. Clearly able to sing and do choreography, which is difficult. And there is such a thing as doing too much choreography. Depends on your lung capacity, breath control, all that stuff. I don't know if anybody saw the Usher Super Bowl, American football Super Bowl halftime show. He was doing so much choreography that he was just out of breath. His singing was terrible. Literally just winded at all times. Hot topic. Oh my gosh. Nothing quite like the feeling of walking past a Hot Topic in the mall. That was such an interesting feeling. It was usually just super dark, loud music blasting out of it. It's amazing. To be able to do live, it's a lost art. I can't tell you how many people I've seen live that are just complete disappointments. It's because of the performance, duh. Twitch is like, you can't handle this. Closed. He was Z coming out. Audience losing their frickin' minds, collective mind right now. Also, kudos to whoever was recording this. This is incredible. How stable this is. Let's see. Nope. Title's unavailable. Well, maybe we can do like... Actually, let's increase the quality there, shall we? I don't know if that comes across on Twitch, but... They're gonna ramble for a second? Okay. Team Rocket cosplay? That's so funny. That is a great observation. I don't know, do you think I should skip it just because I don't have closed captioning? I literally don't know what's happening. Dangerous Loveland. They're talking about... Oh. Now they're just flirting. Love the play-by-play, sorry, Kitty. Actually, now that I know that there's no closed captioning on this. Make this a little bigger.
เห็นทุกคนแบบเดากันใน X ว่าหนูจะมีโชว์อะไรครับแล้วเห็นเพลงนี้
He said ZeeNuNew looks cute and beautiful. I don't know specifics, but I can tell.
เดาดูกันเยอะเลยครับเก่งมาก
ซึ่งชื่อเพลงของพี่คนเป็นชื่อเพลงนี้มันน่าจะเป็นหนูแอนเฮีย
ได้ก็มีอยู่กันเยอะหนูกันเยอะ
ใช่
I'm gonna fill my water.
สนุกไหมครับวันนี้ทุกคน
Stay hydrated out
ขอ
there.
เสียงให้กับเรซลัสเลิฟแลนด์หน่อยครับ
Yeah, for sure. What it kind of reminds me of is Freddie Mercury's ability to command an audience.
แต่วันนี้มาคนละมูดกับหมดอินเลยครับก็ขึ้นชื่อว่า Dangerous Loveland ครับก็เป็นดินแดนแห่งความรักที่ค่อนข้างอันตรายเนาะชอบเวลาทำละลายมันชอบเวลาอันตรายเรารู้สึกว่าเราต้องแบบเจออะไรที่ตื่นเต้น
It's a piece of new song.
ไม่รู้จะมาที่ทางไหนแต่จุดจบก็คือสยบหนูได้
โอ้โหจะรู้เลยครับว่าจะสยบหรือเปล่าโชว์ของพวกเรายังไม่หมดแค่นี้นะครับต่อครับ
อันนี้หนูเป็นไม่เฮียหรือเปล่า
อ้าวไม่ใส่ตรงนี้ด้วย
อ้าวใช่
เพลงต่อไปเลยเหรอ
อะไรนะ
เพลงต่อไปเลย
ลองใส่ดู
อ้าว
ใครมาวางอันนี้เสื้อผ้าของทีมงานหรือเปล่าครับ
ครับแกล้ง มาดูกันครับว่าโชว์ต่อ
I don't know what's happening, but it's
จะ
amazing.
เป็นอันตรายต่อหัวใจของทุกคนขนาดไหน
The stage presence is incredible.
ขอตั้งสติก่อนเมื่อกี้ลืมไป
โอเคแต่ว่าก่อนอื่น
And
เดี๋
the
ยว
fact that you're telling Z not to cover, oh my gosh.
ขอจูนอารมณ์แบบนึงนะครับ
The fact that they're able to do this and it's not just singing, it's like this
ถ้าเกิดว่า
interaction and you're getting to see more of them together. This makes for a really rounded experience. I mean, you're getting a show and a show, basically. Two for the price of one. Jacket was a hint to a future performance. They did the 7. Oh, okay. Whoa. This went from 0 to 100. Probably a bit of both. Oh. Well, that'll get the fans going. That roof is about to blow off.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Hey. เพลงนี้เต้นได้ลุกขึ้นมาเต้นกันเลยนะครับ Yeah. Okay. Where your start? What's me? What's me? What's me? Okay, pose by.
Heavy on the suggestive. This is a bit of a departure. I was not expecting this. It's good though. Cameraman, get out of the way. Where did he get the sunglasses? You don't want to know.
Mirror, 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 mirror,
The song of the hip thrust. This is just a surprising song. What the heck? It's like doing the body rolls. Indeed, Rocco Kitty, indeed. There's a song they did in another live concert where they hip thrust the floor. Oh, hello. Did a bit of the worm. Dang, this is totally different than what I was expecting, but it's good. I love the fireworks going off as soon as they do that. It's funny. ZeeNuNew can rap, indeed. I know they were planning that and just going, this place is going to lose it as soon as we do this song. This place is going to absolutely lose it. Amazing. Amazing. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some love. Excellent performance. If you want to talk hip thrusts and grabs, I think Speed of Love might be worse for it. This was like hour 5 in a 6-hour concert. That's amazing. Amazing. Number one, the fact that they can pull that off. Number two, the fact that I'm assuming a lot of that is planned beforehand. Maybe some of the interaction, what they're going to talk about in between some songs. I'm sure it's not all completely off the cuff, but yeah, that is a heck of a thing. From the teaser trailer or the concept video to 5 or 6 hours, that is, I mean, that's a ticket that you're going to feel is totally worth it, no matter the cost. I mean, I have no idea what the ticket cost to go into that, but it was probably 100% worth it. Another Life was 4 hours. Gosh. It's like it's like watching a movie, honestly. It's just incredible. EMD Land 2 was 6 hours. Oh my gosh. That is so amazing. Truly. The other DeMundi boys were in the concert too. So a huge production. That must have cost so much money to put out. Let's see here. Oh, I finished with the quote. Nong is a refresh, is the honorific used for someone much younger, typically seen as cutesy. It's used with children, but can be used with adults when there's a large age gap. In the instance above, the first-gen boys are roughly 8 to 10 years older than NuNew and also Nat, a max Nat. So they both get called Nong by the first-gen boys, including their partners. Z shared this cute video of niece Tara dancing along with NuNew on the TV. I think we see this? I can't remember. Oh no, we saw the little bike or car thing. That's amazing. She's got a future. She's got a future. That's impressive. I can't even do that at this age. NuNew along with Nat have been nicknamed the Jellies or Jelly Gang by fans. See photo I put. Oh crap. Did I get rid of that? Hold on. Hold on. There it is. All right. Bring this over. Boom. There we go. Happy birthday. All that. This is often used when they play up to fans as though they are being naughty. When they start trying to make Z and Max jealous by holding hands, cuddling, and covering each other's kisses. The jellies are just that kind of bestie, but of course, there are some that enjoy shipping the jellies too. Let me pull up that jelly gang. Yes. Z and his best friend Max are referred to as a duo simply as the daddies, which feels self-explanatory. They get called this most when they playfully scold the jellies for being cheeky, naughty, and pout and glare out of apparent jealousy, though they are just as guilty for trying to make the jellies jealous. Jellies jealous. They once collaborated with jewelry company Kira Selb. I don't think I've ever heard of that. I probably butchered that name. Together designing a collection. Let's see what it looks like. Redirecting. Come on. There we go. Oh, that's not too bad. Good prices. Affordable. Some more than others. But yeah, that's great. Actually, I like the design of... Cool. Yeah, those are really nice. Who doesn't want a new bracelet? I mean, come on now. Yeah, those are good. Good design and everything. The Jelly Gang. Mm. There we go. We'll have some sound.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
Oh my gosh. See, he just joins. If you can't beat him, join him. Indeed. Z was in a show called Be My Boyfriend with some non-Damundi BL actors in early 2022. They all noticed the change with Z. His friend Bone teased him for bringing up ZeeNuNew in an interview. Aw, very cute. He won't stop complimenting him. Nong is cute. Nong is cute. Bon. Okay. That filmed the last shot of Cutie Pie filming season 1. Obviously didn't expect Z and ZeeNuNew to keep kissing after the end of the scene. Oh.
สิ่งที่ฉันยังไม่แน่ใจที่ได้ซ่อนไว้ในสายตา
That's adorable. I'm assuming, yeah, I've seen a couple of shows where they had like the introduction. So a lot of shows when they were filmed back in the day was in front of like a live studio audience, or at least a good deal of sitcoms. And they always showed like them being introduced to the crowd on the last episode. They probably did it every episode, but on the last episode, usually the actors are just bawling their faces out. 'Cause it was a lot of work and effort and time. Obviously, you get close with people when you're filming a show. So yeah, that's super common for people to just bawl their eyes out on the last day of filming. Well, he said nowadays, Z likes to show off some new kid. That Nong this, that Nong. He shows off his partner to everyone. So when taking him to a modeling shoot, he was really showing him off. Z is especially crazy in love nowadays. Oh, can I say that? Let me just say it. Spilling the beans. I was casually eating my noodles in the morning on set. He then showed me his phone and said, Lay, do you think he's cute? And I say, cute fi? Pacha, as for me, he once suddenly said, Nong sings very well. Lay, I've never seen Z being like this before. He'd be all quiet and cool before. They got busted out by everyone. Yeah, it kind of sounds like it. August 10th and 11th is ZeeNuNew's first ever solo concert. Whoa, that's going to be cool. That's coming up. No, what, 9 days? From my time zone, 9 days. Adding as the stream happens, Keisha found the ZeeNuNew having Z with a snake video. But who's counting? Indeed. Chasing, not having? Okay. What was that voice? Oh, look out. Making those faces at this. This is from when they filmed the concert trailer? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm recognizing it a little bit. That's amazing. These faces, though. That's amazing. From Laura, be careful with volume on this one as ZeeNuNew has laryngitis. This is from the last time he had it. First time ever. At an event, he tried to sing, thinking maybe he'd recover enough, but his voice failed him. Oh boy. All right. Hopefully, I'm assuming it's going to start with sound off, maybe. Okay, yeah. We'll gently. Don't want to blow anybody's ears off, including my own. Only time Z has ever run away from ZeeNuNew, I bet. Probably, yeah. Oh, bit of tears. Everyone's telling me it's okay. Dang, that's too bad. That is rough. Laryngitis is no joke. Trying to sing from that? Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine. I couldn't even talk, let alone sing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the jewelry looked pretty good. Obviously, a belated birthday to ZeeNuNew. And it should be good. First solo concert. Z went protective mode on New big time that day, as they had an award show later that day. Oh, wow. Still sounded rough at his birthday live stream. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get over that. I mean, hot tea can help with some honey and whatnot, but what I found to truly help, though, was I was advised that this certain tea, it's called throat coat. It is fantastic. It's like the miracle medicine. I don't know if you've ever heard of that or tried it, but if you ever have any sort of weird, sore throat or whatever, throat coat tea is just fantastic. I don't know what they put in that other than magical stuff, but it works beautifully. Good grief. He said his dad was making him stuff to drink. Yeah. Being a singer and having your voice fail, I can't imagine feeling. Yeah, exactly. It's like he should be on bed rest, but he's still working, supposedly reduced, but still. Yeah. Especially this close to that concert. You would think he'd just be bed rest for sure. Absolute silence, no talking helps. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Dance practices. Oh, yeah, that's right. How are you supposed to get bed rest and final preparations, walkthroughs, you have to do sound checks, all that stuff. Obviously, brushing up on your choreography, making sure everything's ready to go, probably talking with people about lighting and fireworks and all that stuff. Just run through after run through after run through. It's a tough situation for him. Indeed. Sounds like it. And right after they start filming the next Prince. Oh my God. Well, here's hoping ZeeNuNew feels much better by August 10th, 11th. Certainly the 11th is going to be tough, because if you even make it to the 10th and you're actually doing it, I'm assuming that first time back is going to be rough. Let him take a nap, indeed. Oh my gosh. But it seems like he's taking a break from emceeing. That's good. Good. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting week or two for him, for sure. How he's going to be able to handle it. The 10th is going to be tricky, but the 11th, I think, is going to be even more tricky. Just trying to recover that quick and be able to perform again after coming off laryngitis, after performing. Like, that is going to be interesting. People are speculating Z will join him on stage. Super Sun, the clothing line, is a big sponsor for the event. Yeah, I would assume. Maybe for a little bit. Maybe actually just being in the audience or backstage and like flashing him on the big screens or whatever. Maybe. But yeah. For a song or two. Could be. Could be. All right. That was the final video of the day. I think he's going to have a few guests. Probably. Flashing him. Poor choice of words. You know, putting him up on the screen. We'll say that. Putting him up on the screen for a couple seconds instead of the word flashing. Maybe flashing was the wrong word choice. Although the audience would be pretty pumped. I'm not going to lie. Oh, gosh. Getting myself into trouble. Hope you enjoyed it. Wonderful videos all throughout. Go ahead and join the Discord if you have not already. There's, I think, 118 members and counting. It is free. It's available. There's a lot of great people in there. Many of those great people you have seen in chat today. And maybe there's a lot that are just viewing and didn't say anything in chat. But it's an amazing community of people. You're going to really enjoy it. Whatever you're into. Go ahead and request the channel. Post about what you like. Videos, memes, whatever. And I think you'll be surprised at how many people enjoy what you enjoy as well. So it's a very eclectic group, and I think you're going to enjoy it. Go ahead and check out toddreacts.com. Summer collection available right now. Ships worldwide. Members save 15% on every order. It's automatically applied to the cart. You don't have to do anything special. It's very easy. Follow the Twitch channel if you haven't already, if you're watching live on Twitch right now. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. If you're into gaming content at all, go ahead and check out the Todd Reacts Plays channel as well. And yeah, if you'd like to request a video of your own and guide the channel and the stream based on whatever you think would be interesting, or you want to see somebody react to, or see all of us kind of learn about and enjoy, go ahead and join the season or series tiers. You can do so at toddreacts.com. All hail the peach, indeed. Thank you for posting the links, Jace. I appreciate it. Rocco Kitty, Jace, of course. Appreciate it for the links, the informational links, and all the work you put in for the ZeeNuNew information. Slayer Kitty, Keisha. Let's make sure I don't forget anybody. Megan. I remembered Megan. Amos. Just want to make sure I don't forget anybody. I am scrolling up. Scrolling. Reman. I have no idea how to say your name. I just completely butchered it. Let me know, by the way. Let me know how you want your name said. And everyone else, of course. I appreciate it. Will as well. I almost forgot. Can't forget about Will. Will has been here so many times. Appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Take care. I will see you back here on Monday. Do something fun. Do something interesting. Get into the sun. Maybe not Jace. Get into the sun. Do something fun. Take care of yourselves. Be safe and all that good stuff. And I will see you back here on Monday. If I don't see you for a gaming stream, I will see you back here on Monday. Going to have more great videos that ToddReacts.com members have requested. I'm a vampire. That's funny. That's so funny. Bye, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I look forward to seeing you all right back here on Monday. I'm trying to think if I have any major announcements. I don't think I do. Let's go ahead and turn on the music. That might help. Gosh. All right. So the first stream with everything, you know, live and whatnot, a little scuffed, but we'll be all right. We'll be better next time. All right, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.